Hey everybody, it's Jackie from the Fancy Front Door. Come on in here. Let me know you can see me and hear me. I am keeping it so real right now. I have no makeup on and you guys, I will tell you this. I did take off my day PJs to put on my night PJs to join you this evening. So get on in here. Let me pin a post real quick. How is everybody doing tonight? Come on in. Sorry, I'm pinning a post. Trying to anyway. Has Facebook been wonky for y'all today? I'm almost afraid to say anything. They'll delete me or ban me. Oh. Y'all, I'm gonna sneeze. I swear I don't have corona. Hold on. Ooh. All right. Hey, y'all, get on in here. Okay. For real, though. Okay. Yes. I can see your comments. Facebook is working. All right, you guys, come on in here. Tell me hi. How are y'all doing? You guys are essential to me. So, sorry. Apparently now is the time for text messages. I just got like 27 of them. Yep, everybody's in here. Hey, you guys. Hey, Rebecca. How you feeling? Hey, Ainsley. Julie, Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. If everybody could be like Carolyn and sprinkle this, you guys, we're just going to spread some love all over the Facebook today. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Kim. Hey, Holly. Yeah, you guys, because, I mean, we're all in this together. We really, really are. So let's add a bright spot to this evening. If you're just joining me, keeping it real this Monday. You know what will help me, actually? Is putting on glasses. I mean, I'm keeping it real with you guys tonight. I'm actually going to make something for my own door, and I'm going to grab this grapevine real quick because grapevines are my jam, y'all. Mesh is cool and all, and I like mesh. You can do a lot with it, but on my door, I like a big fancy grapevine. That's just me. That's just me. So come on in here, you guys. I hope your week is off to a great start. I really do. Whether you're at home doing the right thing and staying home. Y'all tell me who y'all are staying at home for. I'm staying at home for my 94-year-old grandmother and my 65-year-old dad with COPD. I am not trying to spread nothing. I'm also all about supporting Instacart. What's so funny is I've ordered Instacart probably, 4 times, I guess, in the last 2 weeks. And it's been the same lady. So I feel really good that I'm pretty sure I paid her rent for the month with my Instacart bill. I'm also wearing lots of stretchy pants because one thing, hey from College Station, we're Aggies. One thing that I have discovered that my grocery store has lots of is donuts right now. So we're on the donut diet. Not even apologizing. All right, you guys. Got my glue pot all ready to go. Ooh la la. Come on in here. You're 7 and you've had pneumonia 2 times. Girl, stay home, Miss Mary. That's actually my grandmother's name. So let me know who you guys are staying home for. And I'm thanking you for doing it. Because I feel like the sooner we all do this and just lock down and do it and comply, the sooner we can get on with our lives. Because I know we all got stuff to do that we'd rather be doing. Instacart is your life. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So tonight I'm going to be working on this round grapevine all. There you go. Hey, Brittany. Oh, we are good. I will. sorry, you guys. I'm on an amazing text chain, and none of us ever really say bad words, and today it's just been one after another. And it's making me laugh. Some just came in, so that's funny. And I'm not going to tell you who it is because you know who it is. We are actually making the best of this. I'm loving staying home with my kids. If you follow Life with Guy on my personal Facebook page, holy moly, my son is giving me content for a year and keeping me rolling. You're in your third week. I think I'm on my 2.5. I lost track. Day 827, as far as I know. I have no idea. Yes, Brittany, I feel you though. I feel you. Late night crafting, that's what we're doing. Ainsley, maybe. Oh, he says bad words all the time. All right, you guys, let's get started on this. I kind of cleaned it up with just a pair of scissors. And I love, like I said, big floral grapevines. I've got some real good ribbons that I want to use. I want a real springy, spring has sprung kind of wreath to go with my Garden of Eden. My lawn guys haven't come by, and I'm guessing that they're sheltering in place. I figured they'd be able to keep a safe distance, but if they can't, I'm just don't even worry about it. Y'all, I have knee-high weeds in my yard. I do. You're still having to work now and might change soon. Well, Richard, I am so glad that you are still employed. So, little victories. You're 68 and having breathing problems. Girl, stay home. Y'all, let me know who you're staying home for the grands. Oh, Cindy. Keep posting pictures of them, you guys. I'm following all of everybody's, like, baby awesome grandchildren and children pictures. All right, I love this 4-inch velvet lime green double-sided with this gold lame, you guys. You saw Kay, I finally figured out, y'all, Kay started making tumblers. I finally figured out what I wanted on a tumbler. So, and I got a picture of it today, and I need to send it to you. Oh, Kay's tumblers. Kay's tumblers are as awesome as her cheesecakes, let me just tell you. Okay, so I'm definitely going to incorporate this because it reminds me of the weeds in my front yard right now. I'm not a purple person, but I love this purple Swiss dot, and I'm going to use some purple florals. I'm obsessed with all things Mackenzie Child, so I'm going to try to incorporate these tonight. And then I love me some D. Stevens, and you guys, this one's actually in the shop. It's a 1-inch ribbon that I'm just obsessed with. It's gingham. It's like a lime green and bright yellow, double-sided. Look how obedient this ribbon is. Y'all, I just can't beat D. Stevens. Oh, Mary. See, I am all about FaceTime right now. My daughter got her little ukulele that her granddad gave her for Christmas and played it for him tonight on a little video. And we FaceTimed some cousins today. We just had a good time today. It is me and Claire and baby Kate here at this house. And then Dad and Guy are at the ranch and we'll join them. We're fortunate enough to be able to split our time between the two with zero social interaction. So it's keeping it fresh for the littles, which is keeping me sane is what it's doing. All right, so let's get started. I have got some awesome greenery. I know that I introduced some of this last night on my live. And I've got some really good greeneries that I'm using from the Deco Exchange. The 4-inch was Craftex. Yeah, this 4-inch is Craftex. I've actually got some extra of this that I can list tomorrow. If you're, yeah, I've got some of this 4-inch that I can list tomorrow. In the shop, and I've got this is already in the shop, this 1-inch, but I've definitely got some extra of those too that I can list. The lime green velvet is just is delicious. I've got two brands, but they are exactly the same. I've got this and a D. Stevens one, and I'll list them tomorrow. Okay, so let me start with some base greenery. I love this greenery bush from Deco Exchange. The SKU is 60974. Love it. It's wispy and awesome. And I'm looking for my stem cutter. It's been quite a day, and I haven't actually been in here most of the day. I've been on a computer most of the day. There it is. Trying to figure my life out on a computer. Oh. All right. Y'all, we may not finish this tonight. We may finish it in 2 parts. Okay, here we go. I'm hoping I don't wake up a kid. Okay. Y'all, baby Kate is a little, like, snorting hippo. She's so stinking cute right now. I just bottle her up at this age. And she started smiling, which is the sweetest. I just absolutely adore her. I adore her anyway, but she's just kind of like waking up. I just love it. When newborns kind of snap out of that newborn phase and they first start smiling at you and cooing. So stinking sweet. I love it. I think I spoke too soon. I heard her. She's a hungry, hungry hippo these days, that little girl. She's eating everything. Okay, good. Sorry, Dee Dee. Dee Dee, Facebook is on today. You might try, if you're on your phone, go to a laptop. If you're on a laptop, go to a phone. Or go out and come back in. Sometimes that helps. So I'm just adding some greenery. I'm going to come down this side and come down this side, and I'll show you why in a minute. It's for the florals that I'm going to use. And this is one bush, and look how much this bush is covering already. Isn't that incredible? Okay. Lovely. All right. I'm loving this. I checked on both of those kids before I started this live. So we stayed up a little late. I think I hear one. I just don't know which one. They both talk in their sleep, so they might actually still be asleep. Just talking. Y'all, Guy, bless Guy. Man, when he was probably, I want to say like 2 months old, that's when we broke up. He had to go sleep in his own room because, that kid still talks in his sleep. And then, y'all know, as a mom, you're like wired to your kid's noises. He would like peep, and I'm like, he's awake. Hey, Alma. Hey, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. This greenery came from Deco Exchange, and I'm absolutely adoring it. And y'all, this is all one bush. All the same bush. Check it out. Okay. Let's see. I think I need one more right down here. There we go. And I'm aware that there are patches. It looks a little mangy right now, but there's method to my madness, I promise. All right. I love this pre-made swag at Hobby Lobby because it makes some really good filler also. And y'all, I heard that some Hobby Lobby locations are still open, and as tempting as it is to get out of the house and go right now, please stay home and just order online. They'll get to you. They'll ship it right to your door, and you don't even have to get out. Okay, so the cool thing about this is these are all actually individual little bundles in here. And see how they're like twisted together? I'm just going to cut this off of here and pull apart those little bundles and use them as greenery sprays up in here. And add some pink in here also. See that? Awesome. Hey from Michigan. Was I a creative young child or Nancy? That is the best question ever. Hey Lisa, I was creative in a different way. I have a very sciencey brain, science and math. So I never did like arts and crafts kind of things as a child. I was also raised by my dad, so there wasn't really like we were outside like doing stuff like. Not inside doing arts and crafts. So I don't know if I know for sure that I got into this as an adult when I was actually pregnant with my son, Guy, whose name, by the way, is not actually Guy. I'll get into that story in a minute. We just call him that. So as an adult, I was pregnant with my son, and I was nesting, and our local little moms group was having a wreath making class, and I thought, why not? I've got nothing else to do, and I hate sitting at home, and I want to make a cute wreath for a nursery, or for my daughter, who is a baby at that point, because they're 11 months apart. So I took this wreath making class, and I was hooked. I came home, and I told my husband I was going to quit my life and make wreaths. And we both just kind of laughed, like, no way. And then Hurricane Harvey hit, and my whole neighborhood was leveled. Like 80% of the houses were flooded. And so I told myself that I was going to make wreaths anyway that fall for just some extra spending money. So I told myself for every one I sold, I would donate one to somebody in my neighborhood who lost everything, because the last thing on their mind was, where's my Christmas decorations? And so that's what I did, thinking that I would get like 10 orders, and I got over 100. So that's 200 wreaths. And then when I told my husband I need to quit my life and make wreaths for a living, we both kind of didn't laugh that time. And so that's how I got into this, like right after Hurricane Harvey. So it's been 3.5 years, I guess, maybe a little less. But that's how I got into doing this. I mean, I always like to decorate my house, and I like over the top, really fancy things. But it's been really cool to grow into this as an adult. And it does kind of make me wonder if I had this bug when I was little. I was just too busy to doing other guy things. Oh, thank you, Nancy. You're watching from Tennessee. Tennessee is my baby's middle name, Kate Tennessee. What about people's hand shopping? Yes, where masks can go. I'm just gonna order online, Kim. I feel like the sooner we all just comply and stay home, the sooner we can get back out. From Delaware. Woo! What was I going to say? Oh, yes, the story of Guy. Because a lot of you follow me on my, I was going to say my private page, my personal page, life and, or learning about life with Guy, who is my crazy 3-year-old son. And I was going to tell you guys, his name is not actually Guy. My son's name is John William, and the plan was to call him JW. But we don't do that, because when he was a baby, Claire, his sister, who's 11 months older than him, we would wake up from like nap time, or in the morning we would wake up and go in his room and go and wake him up. And I would always say, hey, big guy, hey, my little guy. And she would always say, hey, guy. And it just kind of stuck. She started calling him Guy, so the rest of us started calling him Guy. And our plans to call him JW kind of fell through, or call him John William. And so we call him Guy, and it stuck, and it just kind of fits him. He's a little guy. Laura, you agree. People need to stay home. Oh, his name really is Guy. I love it. I feel like it fits my son. He's Guy. I love it. He's such a little ham. Oh, that guy. All right, now I'm going to put a big old bow on this thing. What Where can you purchase the metal cutter? Decoexchange.com. This thing, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If this house is burning down, I'm getting the husband and the kids out, and I'm coming back for this thing. Because it's called an easy cutter, and they mean it. It has put years back onto my life. It's just an incredible tool that saves me so much time and energy. I can whip through a wreath with just... getting those stems cut really, really quickly and efficiently. I absolutely love it. I've got this facing you guys. Hold on. Let me face it towards me a little bit so I can see. I feel like it's not symmetrical. And I've got this last little greenery piece that kind of needs a home. Let's see. I feel like 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to stick it right on in there. Love, love, love where this is going. We're doing clockwise on this side and counterclockwise on that side, and just everything is kind of draping together. There we go. I think I want this up and in here. There we go. Oh, somebody was talking about the 30 days of lives. I'm so excited about that too. I have pinned a post in here. If you like crafting with me and hanging out with me, you're going to love crafting with me and hanging out with me inside the creative coaching group at inside the Wreath Chateau. Everybody knows Damon. He started that group a couple years ago now, and he's brought on me and Mel from Sincerely Creative, and it's going to be so much fun. We're doing 30 days of lives in there. And if you use code LOCKDOWN, go to creativecoachfancy.com to join us in there. And if you use code LOCKDOWN, it's half off this month. It's so fun. And you get access to hundreds of tutorials that have already been released in there. It's such an amazing, insane value. It's a super group. It's a super group, I think. I've coined that term. I'm just going to take credit for that. It's a super group. It's a thing. All right, y'all. Let's put a big old bow on this. Tanya, thanks for staying home. Do you get store orders to sell your beautiful wreaths? I'm not sure. You signed up today. Yay! I have a store. It's thefancyfrontdoor.com. I do some custom orders. I have stopped doing a lot of custom orders just because I'm so busy with my group and the other group. But I do take a handful of customs. And I'm in a boutique here in Austin. Actually, it's in Dripping Springs. But I think that's what you're asking. I'm not sure. Hey, Shelly. I haven't seen your smiling face in a while. Put some of this Mackenzie Childs on here. I'm all about making this bow big. Oops. Big old bow. The bigger the bow, the closer to heaven. Kind of like the bigger the hair. I like me a big old bow. Let's see. I want some of this purple in here. Oh, you mean just stores buy your wreaths? No, it's not. They don't buy my wreaths, but I'm in their shop, and it's kind of like a, not really consignment, kind of like consignment, I guess, in there. So there's that. I have been commissioned to decorate for different holidays in different stores also, which I love doing. Oh my gosh, Christmas, ooh, so fun. Or did you like storefronts? Oh, love that. Love it, love it, love it. Y'all, I'm just going to town with this bow. I'm using as many ribbons as I can. My poor neighbors, if they're going to have to look at my long garden of a lawn right now, because my lawn guy is doing what is best for him and his family right now, so I don't fault him at all for that. But in the meantime, my lawn looks like a jungle. So if my neighbors are going to have to look at that jungle, then I might as well give them a really pretty wreath to look at too. Has anybody's in y'all's neighborhoods done really fun things? Like, I know, like, a lot of us have put our Christmas lights back up, and then at night, everybody's going around to look at the Christmas lights. It's pretty great. And now there's people putting teddy bears in their windows, which I think is so cute. So it's like a scavenger hunt for kids, which I love. Such a great idea. It's throwing you off to see purple in my personal wreath. I know. And it's not that I don't like purple. I just hardly ever use it. You'll see why. I've got purple florals going in this that have been staring at me longingly for months, and I need to use them. So, that's why. All right. I'm going to attach this with a good old zip tie, because as much as I would love to take the time to put a pipe cleaner through here, I just don't want to fool with it. Y'all know what I mean? Pipe cleaners just get tangled in there. Make me want to say bad words. Alright. Love this. And it's just a little purple. And I love Swiss dots. I just love them. I think they're just so adorable. Okay. Okay, the trick with zip ties is you rock that thing back and forth until the clicking stops. And then you know it's on there. All right. Got it. All right, let's trim these tails and fluff this bow. What in the world? Y'all, my good scissors aren't being good. Have they lost their sharpness? I hope not. All right. Y'all want to know something that I'm scared of right now? More than I am this virus? I can't find my rotary cutter after the last time my son was in my craft room. Scaring me, keeping me up at night a little bit. Fortunately, he's at the ranch. Also, fortunately, it has a safety on it that I know he cannot figure out. So there's that. But I would like to get that thing found ASAP before Life with Guy turns into Life with Guy with 9 fingers. All right, you feel me? Okie dokie. Put some love on this ribbon. Look at that. You just work that wire and already it just kind of springs to life. Love it. Now this, whoo, this one's in my shop. This is the most obedient ribbon probably ever made. I just love it. It's got a little sharp end. Check this out. Watch this. And then if I put this right here, it would stay right there. Isn't that nuts? It's such a good ribbon. It's such a fun pop of springy color too. It's the best. Oh. All right. Let's put some love on these ribbons, work that wire, fluff out this gorgeous bow. All the fun up front here. Like I said, if my neighbors have to deal with my big overgrown lawn right now, at least they can look at a gorgeous wreath while they put up with it. All right. Go. I love Mackenzie Child. I love pops of black and white anyway, but this is just so pretty. This courtly check. Gorgeous. gorgeous. Okay. Oh, that is divine. It's just a burst of awesome. Curly flurlies. Flurly. That's right. I made up a word. The purple makes it pop. Yay! Let's see. Oh, yeah, you love it. How's my baby? She is wonderful, you guys. So I'm like, Charles, they're doing, oh. Have I placed a red bow yet? Y'all, I have not been able to find my solid red ribbon, but tomorrow I plan on making bows. And then just kind of putting them, I have a post in my, on my porch. I'm just going to tie them to the post and then post in my group, in my HOA group, that if anybody wants one, come and grab them, because that's the way we do in our HOA group. Do y'all have HOA group drama? Y'all, it might be the funniest thing ever, and I just can't ever take it too seriously. But y'all, we live in a neighborhood where none of the houses are like on top of each other. There's plenty of space to where, like, even on my cul-de-sac, there's only 3 of us, and we're really spaced out. Like, and I know the other houses are too, and I'm thinking, if I never actually wanted to see my neighbors, which I do because I like them, but if I never actually wanted to see them, I wouldn't even have to see them. So the drama, you don't even have an HOA. So the drama that goes on those pages, oh, it kills me. It's so funny to me. I think they must just have nothing else to do. And it's not just during this. It's been before that. If I want a good laugh, I go on that page. We had one lady say that 2 big, black, scary dogs came and viciously attacked her tiny dog. And she's like, okay, well, I actually didn't see any dogs, but earlier that day I saw 2 dogs. And we got to the bottom of it and we're like, were they on a leash? Yes. Okay, so the dogs that she saw earlier were her neighbor's dogs, but the neighbor was walking, so she actually didn't see these dogs. She didn't hear the attack. She said, actually, I heard nothing. And we got down to the bottom of it, and it was a hawk. There's a hawk in our neighborhood who picked up the dog and hurt it somehow with its claws. The dog's fine, P.S. But the comments that came from that were hilarious. And I just wanted to be like, was it the chupacabra that got your dog? Was it the dingo? Did the dingo get your baby? It was really comical. I'm not explaining that very well, but it was funny. How does my HOA handle life with Guy? Literally everybody in this neighborhood has seen my son pee off the front porch. And honk or laugh, or sometimes I get texts like, we saw your son. It's like, I know. I saw him too. I didn't want to go outside though and disturb him, because then he'd probably just turn around and pee on me. Sweet Guy. Guy found a frog and named it Honky, of all things. I don't know where he even heard that word, but I think it's really funny that he found a frog, and it's this tiny little frog, and he's kept it for a couple of days now, and that poor frog keeps trying to escape, but nope, Guy loves that frog, and he's not letting it go, and he just pets it. It's so sweet. Hog. No, it was a hawk. Y'all, I saw that hawk. That hawk was vicious. I saw it pick up a squirrel that was running. I saw it catch another bird flying through the air. That hawk was something serious. He was a force to be reckoned with for sure. All right. I'm just filling in these little bald spots with some of these purple flowers. And I feel like this is looking like the enchanted garden in here. I think I'm going to go grab another piece of greenery, or actually, you know what, just fold this right over. Here we go. Ta-da! See where it's going? Chupacabras. What else did I wanted to say so much, and I just held my tongue. It was kind of funny. I think that she was trying to get the people in trouble that have the 2 big black dogs, and those dogs are the sweetest dogs ever. I think she's just afraid of big dogs. Crazy people. I think that she was trying to get her vet bills paid by the lady with the big black dogs. I think is where that was going. All right. So that's been the drama. All right. I've got some of these big old, I love this, these big hydrangeas that I want to use, and I'm going to put them kind of right up and underneath this bow, which I love. And it kind of pops up the bow, and they're so big that they can kind of overpower a wreath if you're not careful. But I think that if I just kind of pop them right on in there, it'll not only fluff up my bow, but it'll add some good texture and depth to this wreath also. There we go. Love it. Yeah. And pull some of this other greenery up and incorporate it kind of right underneath of it so that it won't look like a really stark contrast of this and this and this. But I've got some other elements to help incorporate the whole thing also. Just stay with me, stay with me. All right. Does anybody also notice that your bedtime gets later and later and later the longer we're at home? Yes, hogs may attack, but it was a hawk, the bird. We do have hogs at our ranch, and trust me, they are so stinking afraid of us that we've been trying to catch them, eradicate them, shoot them, but they are some elusive creatures. And actually, my husband, who is at the ranch right now, funny story, tried to catch one in the hog trap last week and ended up catching 2 baby calves. So we know the trap works. And then those little calves were not happy about being in the hog trap that morning. They got out just fine. Their mamas were extra not happy. We had a good laugh and got them out. They were fine. No calves were injured, I promise. All right, now this is the reason that I even started this wreath, because these are so stinking pretty to me that, hey Jordan, that I had to use them. So this was actually the motivation behind this whole thing. These are so stinking pretty. So I'm gonna drape these down the side, each side. So pretty. Maybe, if I can get them cut. And these came from the at-home store I want to say they're in the summer department, but not everybody has the same florals at their at-home store, which bums me out. However, silver lining, I think that this whole thing has made the at-home store decide to start selling online. Silver lining. I did see the hole that fell, I think, was that on your page? I read that it was in the sinkhole for 8 days. Oh, and he survived, and he was so hungry. That was the best story. Oh, sad. But the best story, it made me think of my little calves right now because we have, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 30 calves right now. We have so many calves. They're so stinking cute. And they're so curious too. Every time we have calves in the spring, there's always like the really sweet, curious ones. Sometimes there'll be two that want to come up and say hi, and the rest are just scared. As they should be. But all I want to do is snuggle them. All right. I'm going to add a couple in here. I'm pulling off the greenery because I'm not in love with it, and it's really dark compared to everything else that's going on in here. So I'm just going to add a couple of these up on the top, and then the rest I'm going to kind of drape down like a waterfall. There we go. Awesome. Shauna, was that you that posted that story? Hey, Christy. No, it wasn't you. He survived. All right. Yeah, life on the ranch has been pretty laid back and pretty awesome through all of this. It does kind of make me feel like I'm on an episode of The Walking Dead, though. Like we're hiding out. Definitely getting that vibe. And the other day, I had to go into town for something, and I told my husband that I felt like I was going on a supply run on Walking Dead, and then somebody posted that meme like a couple of days later. I thought it was hilarious. So that actually said that. Alright, like I said, I'm just pulling this greenery off. It's not my favorite, and when you buy great flowers but their greenery looks inexpensive, it can throw your whole look off. So really judge those greeneries before you go throwing them in. Take a good look at them. Right. There we go. They're just kind of dark. Alright, I think I may be done with that side. Add one more. The other thing Texas is known for in the spring, y'all, is bluebonnets. And right now, the bluebonnets are just insanely gorgeous and thick and everywhere. So every time that I've gotten to get out and just kind of go and drive, we've got the most gorgeous wildflowers growing right now. We've got bluebonnets, we've got Indian paintbrushes. It's just so pretty and so needed right now. It's also been raining and kind of gross today, but tomorrow, or this whole week, is going to be a little rainy. This past weekend, we were able to do a little drive around and see all the gorgeous wildflowers. Kind of reminds me of this. All right. Maybe this house arrest. The purple ones are wisterias. They came from the at-home store, so this is what they're calling wisteria. I've seen wisteria look a little bit... It's either wisteria or plumeria. It kind of looks like plumeria. I think it's wisteria, though. I'm calling it wisteria. I don't know which way I want that one to go. I'll look at it in a picture and decide. Maybe just right there in the middle. There we go. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let's get started on this side. Making another waterfall of... Oh, maybe it's on the tag. What are we calling this? No, it's called a summer bush. Boo. I think it looks like wisteria. Mm-hmm. Oh, that has baby llamas. Oh my gosh. I would just want to go over there and snuggle all the baby llamas. We have a friend that has lots of llamas and chickens and cows and all kinds of really sweet, very tame animals. And what she's done is given all of us kind of her gate code, and we can go in there and like kind of schedule a time with her so nobody's in there at the same time, and basically do a petting zoo with all the kids, which is so great. Got it. Why, thank you. Y'all, this house arrest is me going crazy too. It's making me think that I did things that I didn't do, like get things done. And today I took a little nap and then woke up and then like was a little disoriented. I was like, wait, what time did I go to sleep? What time? Oh man. It was a little off. And it's been foggy all day, so I couldn't really have a reference of what time of day it was because it was just dark all day. Has anybody gotten like really into Netflix? I started the Tiger King last night. This should be an interesting one. Definitely an interesting one. Also, side note, my dad is from Wynnewood, Oklahoma. I got as far as to see that they were filming this, a part of it in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. Crazy. Oh, the other show that I started, you guys, and my husband's employees are all laughing at him for that we're just starting it, is Orange is the New Black. They're like, that's been out for like 10 years. It's like, I know. And we've been living under a rock doing other things, and now we have time to binge watch shows. Like, I haven't binge watched a show since before I had kids. And, man. Y'all want to know the last show I binge watched? Get ready. The big... oh my gosh, mini donkeys. I have mini donkeys. Cinco and Selena. I love them. It's Walmart at 2 a.m. I believe it. I believe it. I saw the guy's haircut and I was like, that's definitely a demographic of people. Walmart at 2 a.m. Do y'all go, if you need a good laugh, go to the peopleofwalmart.com. It just never ceases to amaze me. I don't even have words right now. Peopleofwalmart.com if you need a good laugh. It's Walmart at 2 a.m. Shauna, I think that is the comment of the internet today. I definitely was getting that vibe. And then that one guy, he was like, I've never even been bit, as the tiger or lion, whatever it was biting him. It's like, he just wants attention. It's like, or to be in the wild. Okie dokie. That said, the Austin Zoo has a couple of lions. They're lions. 2 male lions. And basically the Austin Zoo, it's so neat. It's basically a rescue center for animals who were illegally kept or turned in or surrendered. So it's more like a sanctuary than an actual zoo. It's so great. And what's really cool too is they have a lot of like free range animals in there that you just walk around and feed and pet. It's really great. I love it in there. But anyway, they have 2 lions in there, and they have it on big letters. Don't mess with the lions. They'll spray you. Well, this little girl was told this several times by her dad, and the 2 lions were asleep, and so she ran up to the closest fence line that you could get. You can't actually touch the fence line where they are. And she goes, hey, wake up! And they both bolted up, hiked a leg, and sprayed her. And the dad was there with the other daughter. It was the funniest, most terrible thing to witness. Like one of those things that you're laughing because you're glad that it's not happening to you and your kids. But he grabs the innocent child, the one who's obeying, and just ran away. And this girl is covered in urine and spray. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah. And Guy was like, what's happening? It's like, we're not going near the cage, Guy. No ideas from you, son. Oh. Alright, I think this is the last one. It is the last one. I've got some more purple flowers I can add to. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pull one back here. Love it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty to me. Okay. I've got one more of these. I'm going to put that in there also. Just have all this gorgeous purple just kind of draping down. And it's almost Easter time. Very, oh my gosh. That stem just shot across the room. Glad there's no kids in here. It's Oklahoma no matter the time. I love it. That's so funny. Guy could pee him. He would totally do that. I wouldn't put it past him. That kid's a maniac. We're talking about a vacation this summer, and we're invited by some friends to go on vacation with them, and me and David are really going back and forth. And they were like, yeah, bring the kids. They don't have kids. And I'm like, yeah, bring the kids. And I'm like, do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means you get full Guy 24/7, which is highly entertaining, but it can also, he can be a little much for people without kids that don't understand the full spectrum of Guy. I will say though, I tell people he's like the sweetest terrorist you'll ever meet. He is so freaking sweet. And all day long, if he does something bad or that he's not supposed to do, or if he breaks a rule, he's keeping a mental checklist. And this is the sweetest thing about my Guy. Before he goes to bed, he'll be like, Mommy, I love you so much. I'm really sorry that I hit my sister, that I didn't share my toys. And then, like, he keeps a mental checklist, and he was like, tomorrow I'm going to try so hard. I'm going to be the best boy tomorrow. I'm like, son. And then he's like, Mom, you're my best friend. You're the best mom. I love you so much. Oh, you guys, that Guy. And that is, and then all day long, he's like a terrorist. Oh, I love him. He's my terrorist. Oh. See, he's like the Sour Patch Kid. Sour Patch Kid. He is the sweetest. Yes, he's sweet and just full of energy. Bless him. Bless him. And then Claire, it's so funny. She's so girly. Half the time she just doesn't even know what to think about the actions that he's doing. Aww. You want to hear a funny story? My kids definitely heard this word at daycare. Because it's not something that we say. But y'all, it was so appropriate and so funny. And a bad word. But I just let it go because it was so funny. And she never said it again. We were driving home from school. And I was asking him all kinds of questions. As Guy was like poking and prodding Claire. And he grabbed something that she had made that day and was showing me. And he grabbed it and just smashed it to pieces. And she looked right at him. She goes, Guy, what the hell? And I just turned around. I couldn't help it. It was so appropriate and so funny, and she just the inflection and the tone, she was so disappointed and just done with Guy. She's like, Guy, gosh. I could not be mad at her for that. And she never said it again, which was good. All right, you guys. This is looking full and awesome. Okay, I think I'm going to put one more right down here. And you guys, I'm done. This is going on my door to make my neighbors happy. If they have to look at my weeds, they can at least look at this too. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Maggie. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me tonight on Make Something Monday. I just wanted, I want to thank you guys for joining me. And just remind you guys that you're all essential to me. And you're all vital to the Fancy Front Door. We are in this together. We're going to get through this together. I love crafting with you guys. Right now, it's a happy spot and a safe place and just a great release. So I thank you for taking time to join me. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to me. I'm an open book. A few weeks ago, when I did my Motivation Monday here on this page, I had told people, actually it was probably on my private page, but I told people as part of my Motivation Monday that, you know, if you need anything, if you need prayer through this, just reach out to me. And so many people have, and I'm so thankful that you did, because it's an honor and a blessing to be able to bless you and help you through this time. Because like I said, we're in this together. I'm doing it too. We're all in this together. All right, you guys, I love you. Have a great night. If you need anything, reach out to me. If you want to join me in the creative coaching group inside the Wreath Chateau, we are launching day after tomorrow, 30 days of lives, on top of all of the awesome tutorials already in that group, just hundreds of them. A great way to get through April. Well, let's do it together while we're on lockdown. Go to creativecoachfancy.com to answer all your questions. Use code LOCKDOWN for half off of the month of April. And, oh, thank you, Rebecca. And these kind of scare me. You can do this. You can do this one step at a time. Mary, it's $12.50 for the month of April. It's normally $25.90 or $24.99. But it's half off for the month of April. So $12.50, literally like 74 cents per tutorial if you break it down. And it is just invaluable. And you get community that's in there. We're all doing this together. Tons of tips and tricks and tutorials. You get me. You get Mel from Sincerely Creative. You get Damon from Deco Exchange. The three of us in this awesome super group doing it together. If you've got questions about it, like I said, go to the pin post, creativecoachfancy.com. And y'all have a great night. No problem, Sue. Oh, Debbie, you bless my heart. All right, you guys, have a good night. Bye.